When we think of fishing, it conjures up images and memories in our minds of friends and loved ones on a boat on a picturesque lake, or maybe even sitting on a dock with some beers. But today, we're looking at shocking fishing moments caught on camera. So stay tuned and don't go anywhere because we've got some wild videos coming right up. From the creepy to the downright scary, we've got it all. So, what are some of the most aggressive kinds of fish in the ocean? Let's have a look. In this next video, you can see a group of men fishing from a boat, but they reel in something unexpected and very dangerous: a great barracuda. Barracudas might not seem like much, and you're probably thinking, what's the big deal? Doesn't look scary, but barracudas are actually very aggressive hunters who often travel in schools. A lone barracuda can easily bite off your finger or a hand, but a school working together can kill you. If you ever find yourself swimming with them, make sure to hide anything shiny or metallic, such as necklaces or bracelets, because they're attracted to things like that. And as for our guys who caught the barracuda fishing from their boat, hopefully they decided to catch and release, because this is one fish you do not want to eat. Why? Because they're poisonous if they're more than 3 feet long. You can eat the smallest ones, but anything over 3 feet is a very bad idea because over time, barracudas build up a lethal toxin known as ciguatera in their bodies. Ciguatera can cause illness, paralysis, and in older populations, death. Talk about a freaky fish. So what are some of the weirdest places people have caught fish? Let's find out. In our next video, we look at some moments in black-tip shark fishing with a guy by the name of Joshua Jorgensen, who uses big lures to catch big sharks in shark-infested waters. On January 1st, 2019, Josh landed a big catch. Let's have a look. After a nice cast, it doesn't take long for Josh to hook a black-tip shark. The fight is on. Josh reels in the sharks to the side of the boat and holds the 90-pound shark by the tail. Incredible. Next, we've got some weird sewer fishing with a guy named Kyle Nageli from Caddy, Texas. This is one of the most unusual, bizarre fishing videos we've ever seen. Kyle discovers an odd fishing hole in the sewer. He baits a fishing hook and drops the hook through a hole in a manhole cover next to his house. And a few hours later, he manages to land a nice catch. So what are fish doing in the sewer, you might ask? Well, there's a pretty simple explanation. Not far from Kyle's house is a large pond, and that is loaded with fish, and sometimes water from the pond washes into the local sewer system, hence the large amount of fish that can be found swimming in the sewers. Stay tuned and don't go away, because at the end of this video, we're going to show you what it's like to fish for the most dangerous fish in the world. And no, it's not a shark. So in this next clip, we've got a group of guys who were patiently waiting to do some bow fishing for some carp. It was an uneventful day, just a bunch of guys sitting around with their bow and arrows and enjoying the sun. But when they decided to leave, they revved the boat's engine and the carp underwater started to go crazy, frantically leaping out of the water as if they were possessed or drank too many Red Bulls. Dozens of carp landed in the boat, but these weren't bloodthirsty carp who were trying to attack or take a bite out of these guys. Nope, there's actually perfectly logical and scientific explanation for this. The carp were terrified of the noise and vibrations from the roaring boat engine, and this is why they're leaping out of the water. It certainly made for an entertaining and comical day of fishing for this group of guys. And as a side note, is it just me, or does it seem like it would be really hard to hit a carp with a bow and arrow? So, what are some of the strangest and creepiest fish out there? Let's take a look. Next up, fishing for South African lungfish. These are some seriously remarkable fish. Unlike thousands of other species, these fish are amphibious, meaning they can survive underwater, but they can also live and breathe on dry land. In some parts of South Africa, temperatures climb and become extremely hot, so small bodies of water such as streams, ponds, and shallow rivers will occasionally dry up. When this happens, many of the fish species inhabiting these bodies of water will die, but not the lungfish. The lungfish will actually bury themselves in wet mud and ooze a sort of mucus-like gel all over their bodies that helps with concealment. Sometimes for maximum concealment, the lungfish will even burrow down into the ground and hide. Are these fish resilient or what? That's wild. Local fishermen will walk along these dried out and muddy riverbeds with bait attached to the tips of sticks, and they'll poke, prod, and turn over clumps of mud to find the lungfish. More often than not, the bait is enough to draw them out of hiding. So what are some of the most dangerous smaller fish in the world? Let's have a look. One of the most fearsome fish in the world is actually quite small, the deadly piranha. Piranhas can be found in central and southern bodies of water in South America, thriving in tropical rivers and streams, and are often found in murky waters. But they've even been found in ponds, lakes, and in rivers throughout the southern United States. Similar to great white sharks, thanks to Hollywood films, the piranha has become a sort of horrific pop culture icon and has garnered a fearsome reputation. But does the piranha really live up to all the hype? You bet it does. These little guys and gals are ferocious, extremely territorial, and aggressive. And because they travel in large schools, they're always hungry. There's never enough food to go around. A man was recently fishing with live bait, and when he dropped it into the river, a crazy piranha feeding frenzy began, and within seconds, his live bait had been devoured. Their teeth are razor sharp, and marine biologists have found that piranhas can even strip an adult cow or human in no time. Amazingly, after a trip to the tropical Amazon jungle, former US President Teddy Roosevelt famously reported seeing a pack of piranhas devour a cow in a few minutes. Finally, what's it like fishing for the most dangerous fish in the world? Well, you're about to find out. In our next set of video clips, we see an ultimate battle between man and sea creature. It's an epic battle that millions of fishermen every year around the world only dream of being able to fight, reeling in the elusive blue marlin. Fishing for these exotic creatures is not only extremely challenging at times, but it can also be downright dangerous. Marlins are massive, they put up an incredible fight, and they have even been known for trying to spear fishermen with their sword-like noses or bills like a torpedo. And if they hit their mark, the result can be fatal. Check out these clips from fishermen fighting with a 1,075-pound blue marlin. Totally insane. The blue marlin is arguably the most dangerous fish to try and catch in the entire world. You may have heard of the famous book, The Old Man and the Sea, written by legendary American author Ernest Hemingway, about a fierce battle between an old man, small boat, and a massive blue marlin hell-bent on fighting back and teaching the fishermen a lesson. If you ever find yourself among friends fishing for blue marlin, don't forget what they can do to you, or others on the boat. They can even leap out of the water like a rocket and fatally spear you or your friends in a split second. They're extremely dangerous, but man, what an adrenaline rush. Talk about a hell of a fight. Understandably, for many fishermen, catching a blue marlin is a bucket list event. That's a wrap for today's video, folks. We hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to hit us with a like and subscribe to our channel, because we've got a ton of videos heading your way.